Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. We are in a black box, and this is not just any black box, this is my black box, and it will be for the rest of the season. So the private vaults have finally been done, or like not all of them. In fact, I've only done one layer, so if I actually go ahead and show you exactly where this is placed, so let's say an enemy faction wants to raid me specifically, then they can. I have this really overpowered pick that someone gave me in the faction, which has haste free, obsidian breaker 1 and hammer 2. And obsidian breaker just means essentially instant mines obsidian. Hammer 2, if you haven't seen, it's like does the 3x3 area, the same thing that the Tinker's construct hammers do. And haste free essentially is just another version of efficiency. So essentially it means I can do this. It's amazing. So that water's gonna be hard. But I am in this back corner of the base, and this is like a offset, where this is the part we're originally going to build the automatic cactus farms before we decide, oh no, cow spawners are better. So I am very happy because I have a decent sized vault. It is 12 by 24 at the bottom, and then it is 23 high, and also, by the way, I had to count that myself because no one else is here. And I'm at the very top of the base, which means it's a lot harder to raid me, because if you don't know, it means the higher you are, it means the bigger the cannon they have to build if they want to raid you, so like 230 stacker. So it is extremely unlikely that we're going to get raided. The walls haven't changed too much since last time, but if you watched last episode, then you know it's a huge thing. So we still have to build from here downwards, but we're limited on money because it costs like $3 million just to build this with all obsidian. So it's not the cheapest thing to build, but boy is it useful. And I guess while I'm down here, I'll show you how we don't really have any reverse defense. Yeah, I can do that actually. However, we've got this giant layer of sponges just to stop any potential threats, and in case we want to, I'm going to probably ocean the bottom of this base, but that's essentially where I am in this main base thing. Let me just patch up this giant hole I've put in my base really quickly. I think it's this direction. I'll grab my other pick again. Yeah, so if I go over here, there is, in this area, it's like just a wall into the main base. So it's behind the main base, all the vaults being taken in the main base. Hopefully I have some general area. So this vault is mine. If we go over here and just destroy over here, I don't know, it's some guy called Potato or something who is here. I don't think he's placed anything in his chests. Yes, he has. He's all ready to build his thing. So we're going to be neighbors. We're going to be really good neighbors. There's, I think, 3 or 4 people in this vault that are building a giant vault together. So I'll have to see how they go as they progressively build it. But that is extremely well. But however, this area here was originally going to be someone else's vault. However, Steezy, who is actually swapped over from Lunkriz, who used to be the old owner, to being owner, and he said I could have this whole area. So, oh, hi Steezy, he's right there now. So I'm going to have this whole area to, well, not to myself, but what I was planning on doing is, this is like small project type stuff. So if I have like some random spawners or something I want to make, then I can go ahead and stick it in here. However, this is going to be my main base, super pretty, and that's what I plan on starting on today. Or at least starting to place everything and get all the scaffolding stuff down. Also, if you're wondering why Steezy can fly, the highest rank on the server is called Lord, and because of the massive sale we have had over Christmas, a lot of people brought it. So Steezy even got it. So you have, some people call it pay to win, but it's not really. It's pretty much as balanced as we can make it, because you get fly inside the territory, but you can't PvP while you're flying, and as soon as someone that is not in your faction or allied to you comes within like 100 blocks of you, you lose your fly. Oh wow. Okay. Hi Steezy. So there are quite a few things I have to sort out with this vault, and I'll be probably spending quite a lot of time in here and quite a lot of episodes in here. There is some very important things I really want to talk about. However, start off with the 2 main problems I have so far is the ways I'm going to divide up this vault. Because I need to have stuff like where I'm going to have my chests, where I'm going to have like my spawners, where I'm going to have all my other crazy machines, because if you don't know, we finally got, well actually it was about 2 seasons ago, but we got 1.8 working with TNT mechanics and protocol hack all the way up to 1.11. So we're essentially, we're working on our way to be one of the better Minecraft servers, hopefully. I don't know. It's all subjective, but what it means is slime cannons can be a comeback, and slime blocks are one of my favorite blocks in the game. I know in the latest Minecraft there was stuff like the observer blocks and the elytra and the fireworks and stuff, and I think that would be cool to add here. However, we aren't ready to leave the old, I don't know if you want to call it inferior system, because I think the god apple thing was stupid, or like nerfing it, but I don't know what we're going to do in the future. However, this is what we have for this season. So I want to do stuff like pop-up. I think I did a video like a year ago now of a pop-up armor stand thing. If not, I'm going to have to do a video on it. God, I feel old. This is how much I've let my YouTube channel way to army. So since it's 23 blocks tall, I can make reasonably decent sized rooms. I don't know how I'm going to put in any of them. Probably the bottom one will be a vault. However, I've got a 7 block gap, so this will be 6 high, there'll be 6 high, so that's a total of 14, and since this goes up to 23, this is a bit higher. I don't know the exact height for where I can put stuff like iron golem spawners if I ever get rich enough to put them. However, the other major problem that I have is how I'm going to do the interior, because I want this to look super nice, really as nice as possible. However, if I do decide that I want to have, if I could do one of two things. I can rip out the walls, okay, not do that, because I can instant mine obsidian, which I never thought I'd ever say. I can either rip out the walls and place a bunch of, like, let's say, whatever I was going to place on the walls, like glass and stuff, which Steezy would hate me for, or I can make a layer inside, so let's say place a ton of blocks here and under me and above me, etc., and make the vault smaller, so instead of being 12 by 24, it'll be 10 by 22, and 10 is very, very small, so I don't really know. However, that's I would like to rip out the wall, however I don't think Steezy will like that at all. Just a quick little interlude. Here is the current iron golem spawner farm. So someone has actually got to the very highest level and can buy iron golem spawners, so we have decided to make a farm. I think this is the public one, if you'll TP me, and where are they? Oh, yeah, we only have 2. They are extraordinarily expensive, like everything. Only 3 so far, so we have 3. However, it still makes us a lot of money. Iron golems are still the best way to make money. Squids are a quite unique way of making money, but they are still really good. But this can fit like 700. So the main iron golem spawners are up the top here, and I take he's going to do something around here. However, it's looking really nice. That's a lot of chests. It's just a very simple design, like most of the actual designs. However, you can do bulk sell. However, there is /sell hand, so there's no real point in doing that ever. So that's this. I'm going to set home here. I'm going to go back and work on my own vault. So Steezy won't let me destroy the obsidian walls for what I can only think of as 2 reasons. One, it's easier to get in because of course then it takes like, I think obsidian is 5 hits, while like a regular block is 1 hit. So that's a big thing. However, the bigger issue is that if someone wants to specifically target something, like let's say the iron golem spawner, or because I'm probably the most popular person on the actual server to attack, then me, even though I pretty much gave away my whole coordinates, I'm sure I will in the future, that they can find me, or they can find any particular part of my base, and I can just have like, oh, I'll have a glass window to show the water. Someone goes down the side, looks straight in. However, this does cause a huge issue for me, because I still want to make it look really nice. So it means I'm going to be at a very claustrophobic 10 wide, which is not exactly ideal. When I'm doing some redstone projects, I may be able to break some of the blocks behind it, so it may give me some extra space for redstone. But overall, this is not very ideal. So what's happening? I'm in a not the server. So I am on a single player world because I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the vault. And I think I've came up with an idea. I've spent way too long in this. I've spent over an hour just sitting in this world. I was originally going to do regen vaults, but I couldn't really fit too many chests in there, and I really do want the convenience of just having to open a chest. However, I don't want to have to feel really sad in case someone does somehow get into my vault. So what I've came up with is this neat design which no one has came up with before, and it is something that I may do a video on, or I might do it with like just a vault video. But essentially, if you don't know, slime blocks, which are one of my favorite blocks, they can hold up to 12 blocks, and then if you hold them together, they can move everything at once, as long as they're only touching blocks that are movable. That's why I have obsidian in front of them. So as you can see, at the moment you can't touch this, and the great thing about slime blocks is that if we go ahead and do a super quick demonstration, is that they are solid blocks. So because they are solid blocks, it means that you can't really just push a creeper egg into it like you can into a piece of glass. So if I put water over top of here, which I will be doing because this top piece here will be stopped, then I can go ahead and make it so it's essentially just a wall in front of it. Essentially how a regen box works, but this is a lot nicer. So essentially what I have up here is two piston extenders. I can't really do it without having this middle bit in the thing, but all I need to do is I will have this all connected up, and at the end here I will flick a lever and then it'll go ahead and extend. So if I go ahead and extend it, as you can see, I can just walk in, like let's say a walk-in wardrobe or something, grab all my stuff, and I have a decent amount of chests here. And then if I go ahead and retract it, as you can see, it just retracts really nicely back into the wall. And I'm going to do that for all of them, and this is an extremely nice way to do it. So the reason I have it 5 chests high is because I'm going to have like 6, the floor is going to have 6 blocks in between, so perfect size for me. And also I was originally going to have it against the very edge wall where it's only 10 blocks wide. However, I can only fit 6 of these chests in it, or 3 sets of these, because each of these is technically a module. However, if I lay them out sideways, because this iron block here actually represents the very edge of where my base will be, then or the inside of the base, it means I actually have tons of space to do stuff, even when it is extended. However, I can't build anything along here. So I think this will work really well. So now let's get back on the server and start building it. So we are back on the server and back in the base, and I have cobblestoned everything, and I've put down a few more chests, temporary chests by the way, these are super temporary, and a giant staircase up here. So all I have to do now is get a bunch of resources and chests and stuff, so I can actually stick them in here, but I can start laying it out. So the very edge will actually be here, and the reason I'm doing all the cobblestone stuff first is I will be replacing a lot of it with a pattern, but I probably won't be doing it straight away because I want to get all the functional stuff in first, and I won't really know what design to put into anything because I really want to do something different for each floor. And here's a really weird bug, is because since the world border is right there, I have this little skip thing. It's really random, and I think if I get close enough here, you can see on the edge of the screen it starts glowing a little bit. Yes. There's one thing I really want to talk about, which I'll talk about in a sec, which is about a holiday trip I'm going on. And the one thing I just want to talk about super quickly, which I get asked way too much about, is why is my FPS only 44? So for everyone that doesn't know, I use Fraps to record videos, which is just a video editing software that I've used for pretty much the whole time I've done YouTube. I like that over OBS because that thing really only has 10 megabits per second before it starts like crapping out, and it really doesn't like to work in Premiere Pro, so I just don't really like using it. The only downside of Fraps is that I never really had a problem with it before, but for some reason with 1440p it's like, no, we aren't going to have your frame rate 144 frames per second, even though I can get like 500 if I turn VSync off. but it just absolutely kills my frame rate. I forgot how expensive slime blocks were. Anyway, I was trying to say that because the program is trying to encode at almost raw footage, that's why my Minecraft looks so good. It really takes a toll on the frame rate, but it's a really weird bug with it, is I can really have it as intense as I like, but it will still decrease down to 45. I don't know, that may be a problem with VSync or something. I don't really know. I have Optifine, so I do have some really... it should be fine, but it's not. So the other option, which I use for every other game I play, is shadow play, because if you don't know, with NVIDIA cards you get shadow play. You essentially get no frame rate loss, or it's like 5% or something that's so unnoticeable you really don't need to think about it, and the footage looks super crispy. So that's what I try to use, but I can't seem to find a way to use it with Minecraft. I am horrible at trying to build while thinking. I think a lot of people like that. Anyway, so the one thing I wanted to talk about was a trip that I'm going to have, which is I am going for a holiday with my father. I didn't think originally I was going to go anywhere, so it is currently the 6th of January when I'm recording this. Hopefully this video comes out not long after this date. However, by the 14th, I will be leaving to Australia, because I live in the very bottom of New Zealand. My cousin lives in Australia. I've wanted to see him for absolutely forever. I'm going to go see him for a week, not a week, for 4 days, and in Melbourne. He lives in Melbourne, so I'm hoping I can go see him in Melbourne and just do a bunch of fun stuff there. There's also a very interesting law where if you have a New Zealand license, you can actually drive for the first 3 months that you are there. However, if you are, because Victoria, you can't get a restricted license in Australia till you're 18, and he's a year older than me, so I can drive there and he can't. However, I don't think his father will let me touch his car. But then after that, 4 days after that, I will be going to a place called Gove with my father, which, I'm going to have to break this to obsidian. Yay. A place called Gove, which is in the very top of the Northern Territory, which is like the very tip of Australia. If you go, like, draw a line straight down the middle, it'll be right in the middle of right at the very top of the middle of Australia. It's essentially the middle of nowhere, and it's monsoon season there at the moment, so I could get some absolutely horrible, disgusting tropical bug that I don't want. However, I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. But my sister, my aunt, so my father's sister, is moving soon, so we don't really have any other time to go there. So my father really wants to see him, and I don't want to spend a tremendous amount of time there. So I'm only spending 4 days there, and he's spending like over a week. So he's actually going to meet me up in Cairns on the 18th of January, and I will be seeing him. I'm still super bad at building. I'll be meeting him in Cairns, which is like I have no idea what Cairns is. And then we'll be meeting up there, flying to Gove. I come back on the 22nd by myself, and he's staying there till like the 29th. So essentially I'll be away for 8 days. So that means since I'll be in an isolated location, I won't have this main computer that I'm using right now to do anything. I will essentially won't be able to upload any videos. That was weird, I heard something. So I'm going to try and get quite a few videos done beforehand. So essentially for the next week, I'm going to be inside my room playing on the server a bunch and trying to do some other videos on the channel and just get a bunch of stuff done. Because I am enjoying playing the server now, especially now that I have this vault. And I have these amazing ideas like this. Why did I replace this? I'll replace it back to cobblestone shortly, but essentially I can have it cobblestone or something at the bottom and just have slime blocks going up the top like so. But essentially that's all it is. So I will be uploading some videos in between. However, I am super excited that I get to go on a holiday. That makes me extremely happy, and through extremely fortunate events, you can say it's fortunate or unfortunate, because if you like him or not. Steezy is a guy who's on the server. He also lives in Australia. He lives in Queensland, however he is also going to Melbourne at the same time, that for the same 4 days that I will be there. He's like there for 8 days, but we'll be in the same general area, so it's very likely that I'll meet up with him. So even though I won't be doing like any real-time videos on the server, I will be vlogging the whole thing. So if you want to see that, it's a good time to subscribe to my vlog channel. The ones on there aren't the best, and I won't have the best camera. However, it should be very entertaining, and I am still very much looking forward to it. One thing I keep managing to do is I drill through 2 holes trying to fix this thing. However, it's instant mine, so I can just click it and it works. This is the most insane pick I've ever had in Minecraft or modded Minecraft alike. Hello, my child. Okay, so here is it, just the main part finished. I've done the redstone. It's not too complicated redstone. In fact, it's pretty basic, and of course it really has to be because of a very small area. However, if we push it out, it does work, and I will be putting water on this top bit here where you see the obsidian bits, and then I'll put like pressure plates down at the very end, or like at the bottom here. Just ignore all my wiring at the moment. I'm going to use a slab staircase to bring it up from here. However, this is the redstone. Here's a better part to show it. I just have this extra bit here so I can have it all go off at once. Really doesn't matter. However, it's just the same basic thing that I had before, and it's just repeated in modules. However, this looks pretty good. Look, it looks horribly ugly. Like, in its current state, it looks quite horrific, but it is functional. It's functional, and it works extremely well. So I've just finished a little bit more of this. I have my inventory's an absolute mess. Steezy is here because he was interested in this. So essentially placed water where these obsidian bits are, so that way, and I just put a curve here so that way when I extend it they won't push out. So flick the lever, push it out, you have water, you can walk inside here. I might actually put a pressure plate here. Will this work? Yes, this will work fine. So pressure plates there. It looks actually a lot better just with these pressure plates and that. However, once we get the floor and everything done, it'll look great. So we're, I don't know, approaching like 20-minute mark or something huge. So I'm just going to end the episode here because I want to do more episodes, and it's a lot easier for me to just edit than it is to get on. I don't know, it's a weird thing with me. So anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I have actually put a bit more effort into this video. So if you did like it, then please hit that like button. But anyway, goodbye from TMFactions.